these two players are about ready to go. The 3rd seed, didn't think we'd say that all that often in dmwit, and the 10 seed, which we rarely get to say at this point in the tournament, WatchMuH, they're off with about a 2.5 second difference between these players. These players going again from levels 10 to 14, about 260 or so viruses for them to clear out, and both players immediately going to work.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just going right away. Both of them just keeping very close to each other right now. WatchMuH with a little bit of an advantage at the moment, but it's too early to start predicting anything.
WatchMuH is having a bit of rough RNG, but is piecemealing some clears together and really taking full-on advantage of horizontal clears on that right side. That's been his biggest work here, as he was holding a lead as dmwit tied it up. These players, about a minute in, really both playing incredibly well. WatchMuH just resetting the right side of the board. I think that's a good call. Even though there was the clear, I think just making everything flat is good. dmwit now up by just 2 viruses as these two players start getting into the second half of 10.
Yeah, on both boards, a lot of drop time needed to start clearing stuff around. So, I mean, it's something that we don't see very often from dmwit. Maybe he's a little bit worried about WatchMuH, or more worried than we thought it would be.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. As WatchMuH, I think, mistucks that blue-red, but there's really no high risk for that play. So a good call regardless, and dropping that down, opening up for a double. It's 8-8 right now as both players getting into their end game. dmwit doesn't have any red to work with virus-wise. And now no blue for WatchMuH, as WatchMuH with a slight lead at 3 viruses, and really has everything a little bit more set up than dmwit, as WatchMuH is going to be out at 1:58 and dmwit out at 2 minutes. So on your screen, both out at the same time. But remember, it's who has the lowest time, and sometimes there's lag that we just can't account for in seeing when people see the go.
Yeah, I mean, WatchMuH getting out of there earlier than dmwit, and sometimes that's all it's going to take. With these top players, you cannot account to having a really wide advantage with them, but all you need is to get out of level 14 by 1 second, and you take the game.
WatchMuH currently yellow locked on their board. Not a lot of yellow to access. The only yellow really to access is going to involve some manipulation through the middle. It's that. Ooh, that's a big misplay by WatchMuH. Manages to clear a little bit of it out, but dmwit has taken a double-digit virus lead.
Yeah, that's what you are getting risky there, because if you have to manipulate things in order to reach some viruses, then you're going to make mistakes.
WatchMuH with the cross clear there. And the other thing you have to look at, John, on WatchMuH's board is a very advantageous endgame. A lot of opportunities for doubles on either direction, which is going to be huge for him. But right now, dmwit clearly in control, up by 14 viruses. No blues left to play with. But as we're about to see, WatchMuH is going to start surging here in this endgame.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of possibilities for very efficient plays, particularly with all of those reds there. If you can see how to deal with all of them with the least amount of pills, then WatchMuH might have an easy out.
dmwit out at about a 345. Not too far behind is WatchMuH. And remember, this is a best of 5. If this game one doesn't go well, you've got a little bit more to work with. But right now it's 7 viruses to go, and I think it's going to be a bit difficult going, but a good opportunity for WatchMuH to get out. Taking a look at dmwit's board, it's almost an exclusively yellow top line, and dmwit red locked right now.
Yeah, however, dmwit playing very, very creatively, just setting up on top of some horizontal plays. So trying to make use of most of the pills, as WatchMuH is only a couple red pills out to get out of level 11.
And something to point out on WatchMuH's board, had the double reds horizontally along the bottom, had 2 vertically stacked, decided to finally abandon ship on the horizontal. And I think it was a smart play getting that double red, because you do set up for that other one, and just making the vertical clear is going to be a little easier. But dmwit has opened this up to a 30 virus lead, but a bit of a split board for the 3 seed.
Yeah, that might give WatchMuH some time to just catch up a little bit and get in a better position for level 13. dmwit has that left side is it's going to take some time to clear out. So yeah, that's even more time for WatchMuH to try and catch up.
And I think dmwit looking here to just go straight down the pipe, going to be dropping to get the yellow in row 1 horizontally. But this is giving WatchMuH the opportunity to make some moves and come back here, as it's been a pretty diverse board and an absolutely blazing fast 12 so far for the 10 seed.
Yeah, closing that gap to about 20 viruses, which, I mean, it's what you want to do at this point. You still have a couple of levels to go. You just try to bring down that advantage as close as possible.
And it's 21-3 right now. So this is where we're starting to see WatchMuH make the move. But at just under 6 minutes, dmwit going on to level 13. And as Just the Mole pointed out earlier in our chat, level 13 seems to be the wacky level, as all of the crazy stuff in our tournaments. As dmwit with a big misplay up top in column 7 and 8. And now he's going to have to build off of that. That's going to eat a lot of time, and especially so early on in the level.
Oh yeah, and not only eat a lot of time, but also eat a lot of pills that you might want to use somewhere else to start opening up your board.
But he did do the right thing and just try to address it as quickly as he could and cleaned his board back up. But that took about 30 seconds off of his clock.
Yeah, it shows that one mistake can really shift the pace of the game.
And a bit of an error by WatchMuH. WatchMuH had the red, yellow, and then the double yellow consecutively, and could have dropped down and cleared out, but a few more viruses. He's out at 655, and he's only down by about 24 viruses, so he can make this up. But an uncharacteristic play when you get to the semifinals.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen exactly the style that WatchMuH plays, so I mean that might be characteristic of the way they approach the game. So I mean, we are not exactly sure what the best strats are just yet. So it might be something new that we might have to consider.
That is very fair, as it is a 27 virus lead now for dmwit. It's really hard. Tell us asking what style does WatchMuH play. It's really hard to identify. We've only seen so little of WatchMuH's play style, but I would say WatchMuH very deliberate in their tuck play game, and really making the best of those combos. I've also noticed that garbage management is stellar for WatchMuH. And again, WatchMuH more of an SNES style player, so also having to adjust to the RNG of NES, which is notoriously worse compared to the Super Nintendo version. But dmwit is going to be out at 8:14, but and another slight misplay perhaps by WatchMuH, but it is level 14. I almost said level 60 for dmwit. I don't think there is a level 60 in Dr. Mario, or at least I don't think it can be reached. But I've been wrong before. Anyways, 55 viruses to go here for the 3 seed, as WatchMuH continuing to work and maintaining a good board. I mean, just handcuffed earlier on that one stage and has been fine otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, doing big plays there, a quad just to open up that those last rows in the board. I mean, they're doing a great job, and as you say, probably being an SNES player is it takes some getting used to this game, which is completely different.
And we're going to see a nice play here. A great, not quite a combo, but a good drop setup from dmwit. Meanwhile, WatchMuH a bit stacked unfavorably on their end game. Everything close together. As we're going to get a drop combo. Brilliant play there. And it's just going to come down to a couple of blues for the 10 seed. to get into 14, but they're going to need to have to be depending on some mistakes on Dimwit's part to really have a crack at this first game.
Oh yeah, definitely. DrMC opening it up very widely as WatchMuH out at 945.
It's about a 43 virus difference. We've seen players come back from that amount, but it's going to involve some mistakes. And while there is currently one on DmWit's board that he's working on fixing, it's going to take multiple mistakes, I think, to really make a comeback.
Yeah, it's also going to take some time for DmWit to move around these last levels. Okay, he's getting that combo nice just to try and open up that left side with that blue virus, which is a bit buried there. I'm not sure if I would have probably used that double blue to try and open and get that ready that left side.
I think DmWit's play here might be to clear out some garbage and go horizontally, and that is the plan. He just needs a couple more, and he's going to be out at 10 minutes, 43 seconds. That is a hot time for sure. And DmWit knows he had to play perfectly to hold a chance here. WatchMuH, a very, very good player. WatchMuH realizing that's it. Managing to come back and a great effort from our 10 seed. But DmWit taking game number 1 and handing WatchMuH their first game loss.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe it will take WatchMuH just getting used to now this round, round 3 or the semifinal. I mean, it's not an indicative of what's going to happen on the game. I'm sure that WatchMuH can also bring it very close to what DmWit did right now and fight for it.
Well, we've got game 1 to DmWit, but DmWit ready for game number 2. And I think we're just waiting for WatchMuH to confirm.
There we go. We have readies from both players, and the count is going. And we start. So right now, WatchMuH with a more diverse top. With not a lot of blue to play with right now, and it's going to be almost gone by this point.
And I think WatchMuH might be setting up for a combo here. I like the setup down to 35 viruses already. WatchMuH being very, very smart with their plays, a good tuck play, really just setting up for the next level underneath, but very, very difficult blue axis. Not quite locked, but blue's a bit challenging right now.
Yeah, DmWit meanwhile getting a lot of drop plays there because he's getting everything all stuck in those 2 columns, and column 2 and 3 right now. So that's going to take some time.
And what I really am liking about WatchMuH's board is even though it's not necessarily favorable RNG, they're making some really good decisions in getting things set up with any garbage plays, and is keeping in pace with DmWit right now as it's 18 to 19. And DmWit a bit handcuffed on that left side.
Yeah, not only that, DmWit had a mistake there trying to tuck that yellow-blue on row 2, and he wasn't able to do it, so he's going to have to find another way to address that.
Meanwhile, WatchMuH has a very great board going right now, looking to just get something going on that right side. A split board, but not critically so.
Yeah, everything very packed, so if they can set up some combos there and have ideas of how to address that, then that might just disappear very quickly.
And I like what Watch was doing to clear things out. It's 7 viruses for both players, but DmWit with a drop triple. Both players down into their last 5 viruses, and set up really, WatchMuH set up just a touch better with everything. A bit of a failed tuck there. DmWit trying to get out of 10, but it looks like WatchMuH might be doing it first at a 204. Has a slight lead, and DmWit just looking for a blue. He's not getting it, and he knows he's not going to get it after this double red surge, so he's really just trying to do something with this RNG. He's going to get that red, but he is going to be quite behind the 8 ball. He's out at 2.
Yeah, DmWit having to figure a way to set up for that last blue virus, and getting handcuffed in a way that perhaps is dangerous. to just have one out of the level. So good on him that he was able to not get a mistake there and just have to deal with that tower of red pills. So WatchMuH struggling right now to do something with those red pieces there. Trying to open up, but getting handcuffed and just having one or two colors open for his board right now. dmwit right now not having places to go with some of the pills, but not exactly great things. Although that combo is just amazing to just open up that board.
A drop fat log. A great play there. Apologies, had a bit of a network issue on my end. We're back here as WatchMuH maintaining just a slight lead over dmwit right now, as dmwit trying to make some combos to close that gap, but we're seeing WatchMuH answer just at the right time, as it's still just a 3 virus advantage for the 10 seed here in the second game in this best of 5.
Yeah, dmwit having to go for a very combo heavy game right now because he's not getting the things that are needed to start opening up the board. So right now WatchMuH, just keeping up with our 3 seed.
And it looks like WatchMuH opening this lead up, as he's going to be, or they're going to be in the single digit territory first. But it looks as though dmwit really trying to get something going here. But it's looking like a really favorable endgame with that garbage clear for WatchMuH. WatchMuH now down to 3 viruses, dmwit to 4, but that double yellow, a blessing out at 4.5 minutes. And a little bit of work for dmwit, as he's got to try to get out of this.
Yeah, I think dmwit trying to figure out an efficient way to get out of level 11, but it's going to take some setup. So that's just more time for WatchMuH to start pummeling down on level 12.
And WatchMuH making some smart plays, had a double clear that dropped down one blue pill fragment to set up on the double. Brilliant planning there, as dmwit struggling to get out. dmwit 30 seconds behind, out at 5 minutes flat. And it's a 10 virus lead, and it's about to be a little bit more with that combo from our 10 seed.
Oh yeah, I mean, having a lead of 30 seconds over dmwit is it's a feat, definitely. WatchMuH bringing the big game.
But this is where we see dmwit play incredibly well when he is behind. We've seen him come back from 30, 40 viruses before, so this isn't an insurmountable lead whatsoever for WatchMuH, as WatchMuH getting a double red surge, and we do know that the next pill will be a red yellow. It's just a matter of when. That's now 5-6 consecutive double reds, and WatchMuH handled it pretty well.
Yeah, trying to do something with those pills. Sometimes you just have to put them to the side and hope that this stops. But now a red surge, a small one, but still a red surge that's taking just time from WatchMuH.
WatchMuH still handling the situation well, though, and clearing out the red garbage, and now has that opened up. But dmwit has taken the lead now. He's down to 17 viruses. So again, no lead safe around our defending speed champion of 2020. He's now at 13 viruses. He has a bit of a split board and is going to run out of blue. But WatchMuH doing a great job here. And I'm wondering if that double blue should have gone right into that middle area to clear out some viruses.
Yeah, perhaps just try to open up those that last row in order to have more places, even for those yellow pills, which right now are just hindering WatchMuH's board.
WatchMuH with a lightning bolt, though, down to 10 viruses. dmwit down to 6, and it's really coming down to some questionable RNG. Both players doing an amazing job here. dmwit down to 3 viruses. A blue surge is really what WatchMuH is looking for. And it looks like it's just not coming, and dmwit will be out at 7 minutes and 11 seconds. But here comes possibly a blue surge. Maybe not. Now it's another double red surge. Wow, we've seen 3 of those for WatchMuH on this level. Absolutely brutal RNG, but I like this drop play, and it's a really good-looking board now if you're WatchMuH.
Yeah, everything is just set up for WatchMuH to start finishing this level. But the thing is, yeah, there's not a lot of blue in this Sith, so took a lot of time right now.
So
WatchMuH getting at 738.
738, and now it's a almost 20 virus lead for dmwit going into 13. So let's see what these players do here, as both players off to a strong start. Not a lot of yellow access for WatchMuH, and now very little yellow access. Gonna have to start clearing some stuff up above yellows, and we're really seeing these players go a tuck to get rid of some garbage, and it looks like WatchMuH going to be setting up for some sort of combo over on that right side. Meanwhile, looking at dmwit's board, dmwit 23 viruses to go as we approach 8.5 minutes. He's just playing quickly and efficiently, a relatively clean board, has himself set up for a combo, and we're going to see that happen right there. That getting rid of 2 stacks of doubles. Phenomenal efficiency by our 3 seed, as he's looking to run away with this.
Yeah, and dmwit already with another setup, just waiting for the right pill. Here it goes. There we go, and wow, that takes out 3 columns right away.
And he's already down to 3 viruses. We'd have to get a split on this, but I think this might be a world record pace 13, as he's out at 8:58, because that was an absolutely blazing fast 13.
Yeah, definitely that was an insane level 13. So we might have to go to the tape to see how fast that level was. But yeah, definitely what you want to see in that last level, to show in this case WatchMuH that yeah, you just had a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but yeah, you're back.
And meanwhile, WatchMuH now finally opening up 13, but it might be too little too late, as dmwit already going hard at work on level 14.
As we said before, these are the levels where dmwit starts shining, because it's easier to go for those setups, and dmwit knows how to set up not only combos vertically but also horizontally, which is one of the really great strengths of dmwit.
It's 38 in level 14 for dmwit, 11 and 13 for WatchMuH, as we are in the second game in this best of 5. Remember, these players playing 5 levels now, 10 to 14. You're looking at about a par time of about 11.5 minutes. That's going to be a good solid time for you, as dmwit now down to his last couple of dozen viruses here on 14. WatchMuH does look like that they are going to join dmwit in 14, but again, it's going to be a real rough going here, as at 10 minutes 29 seconds, it's a 39 virus advantage for dmwit.
Yeah, 2/3 of the level already done by dmwit, and WatchMuH hasn't even been able to take 1 virus. Well, now having taken 4 viruses, but dmwit is way ahead at this point.
dmwit way ahead, but having a bit of trouble accessing that left side. Definitely has poured out most of that right side of the board, but the advantage for dmwit is everything is close together, so some good RNG sequencing can really get him out quickly, but that is something that if you're WatchMuH, you do not want to see. You want to see more double red surges than they had a couple levels ago.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't know exactly what's awaiting dmwit at the end of this level. So anything could happen. I'm not seeing it very likely, but yeah.
And
there we go.
dmwit's going to be out at 11 minutes 29 seconds. So that'll be game number 2 to dmwit. And again, it's just coming down to rough RNG.
Yeah, WatchMuH just trying to make whatever's possible with the builds that are
he's
handed.
trying to top out. And
Well, sometimes that happens. You want to top out, and the game is like, nope.
When you're mad and trying to top out on purpose, and then you get clears like that, that just gets you angrier. From my own experience, but 2 games to nothing for dmwit. So these players both having to work hard here. WatchMuH looking for the reverse sweep. dmwit just looking to get to the finals here. As I do notice the exercise mat is back, so I'm sure our chat thrilled to see the blue mat back on dmwit's screen. Anyways, we're ready. Both players. We need a timer reset from both players. And we're just waiting on Dimwit to get a timer reset, and I'm sure that'll happen very, very soon.
Yeah, I think his timer resets the moment he enters the
Okay.
level. So
Okay. And both players are off. WatchMuH fighting for their tournament life. Dimwit trying to put this one away and go to yet another finals.
Wow. Dimwit with a very strong start there with I think it took 5 viruses in just a couple of pills there. So amazing game there.
And WatchMuH at 37, so maintaining pace right now, and a relatively clean board, just a touch of garbage, but nothing that can't be managed, as it's 36-30 here as we cross the 30-second mark. A good drop combo from WatchMuH, and WatchMuH has a pretty clean board now with that drop play, looking to just kind of clean up the middle of that board. Looks to be pretty well going, as it's 29-27 here. The cleaner board for Dimwit, but Dimwit has pretty much just cleared out his left side, and now it's all about that right side. And if RNG doesn't work, you could be here a while.
Yeah, and WatchMuH just changing strats there, being more aggressive, just pummeling down the pills and not even thinking twice about where the drops are going, just trying to make the best out of it.
It's a very Packy-esque style play where it's just press down, worry about garbage later, that we've seen. And it's 17-10 right now, a bit of a better start for Dimwit, but Dimwit with a misplay on that double blue is going to drop it down for a clear, but that's given a bit of time for WatchMuH to make a move here, and we're going to see a nice tuck drop down to 11 viruses to go, as another drop will put both players in single digits, and a great drop there. So just one blue to go, and Dimwit will be out, but now he's getting a bit of teasing RNG, but he's out at about 1:50.
Yeah, meanwhile, WatchMuH had a bit of a mistake there on the column 2, but yeah, trying to address it as quickly as possible.
And it's very easy to take care of, is down to 2 viruses, and now just one more and out at 2:11. So a close round here so far, as again Dimwit trying to put this away against the 10 seed WatchMuH. WatchMuH trying to bring this back, and as Savage Octagon pointed out to me via DM, it's been both times for WatchMuH that it's been a reverse sweep. So maybe that's just the fire under the butt that is required to get going here, just being against the wall immediately.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we're just getting played by WatchMuH, and the reverse sweep is incoming, so we'll just have to see what happens.
That yellow-red could have been drilled down over in column 3, and I think that might have been the better play. But it looks like the garbage is cleared out over in column number 8. But Dimwit has opened this up to a big lead, down or up rather by now, wow, 18 viruses at one point. Just absolutely torching through WatchMuH right here. 6 viruses to go for Dimwit, 20 to go for WatchMuH, as WatchMuH in a very red-heavy top line.
Yeah, and I mean, I was just amazed earlier as Dimwit put a double red very high, just thinking about not the virus that was below, but 2 rows below, and yeah, having those setups in mind is just something that it's very difficult to come up with. So Dimwit doing a great job right now.
Dimwit with 44 viruses to go on 12. WatchMuH struggling to get out of 8. And I think some of that just down press approach, that aggressive play, is slowing them down, but still managing to maintain a pretty good pace here, as it looks like just a handful of reds will get WatchMuH out.
Yeah, at this point, WatchMuH should go for the horizontal. There we go. Even though that red virus on the left was set up, it's more efficient to go for it. And WatchMuH is out at 417 from level 11, so yeah, a little bit of ground to be made up, but nothing that is too crazy right now.
Yeah, and Dimwit's kind of making a funnel right here and is blue locked at the moment, and will continue to be blue locked without a couple of virus clears here. It's probably going to be column 6 is the big column you want to focus on. Now a little bit of blue opened up, but this is the opportunity that WatchMuH looking for here. Just going straight hard on those down presses, down to had the lead down to single digits at one point, and now looking to get within maybe 5 viruses, but it's going to be that left side hampering WatchMuH.
Yeah, I think dmwit there should have just kept the appeal. It was a blue-yellow, I think, horizontal, so it would clear with that yellow virus on the right side on row 2. But, well, now he's going to have to deal with that. Probably it's going to take some time to just clear out that red virus in the corner.
17 viruses to go, now 15, as we're starting to see WatchMuH surge through and just have an absolutely lightning fast level 12 here, as it's now 12-5. And the big thing, John, is with that tuck, I think WatchMuH might be committing to at least a horizontal on those blues.
Yeah, and there we go. Oh, I thought he would have gone for the horizontal there with that double blue, but okay, they have an idea, and you stick with that idea.
Dimwit out at 557, but we've seen WatchMuH have an absolutely blistering 12 and keeping pace with Dimwit after being down by a bunch. But now here comes really rough RNG, but there's the double blue out at 609, and Dimwit absolutely starting to torch level 13. It's 48-56. Dimwit's so good at that early game and establishing a lead. It's a 13 virus lead once again.
Yeah, it's Dimwit not being afraid of making some garbage in order to set up some combos that are very efficient. So yeah, that's his style. Oh, and setting up another combo. Oh, this is going to take... Yeah, there we go.
Big cross combo. and WatchMuH looks to just be handcuffed on those reds on the top of their board. I think maybe the play could have been the double red dropping down, but it doesn't look like that's what WatchMuH's elected to do, as they're at 41 viruses to go. And I think we're going to see a neat little cross here. Big cross taking up a lot of that board. Down to 36 viruses, trying to just get back into single digits, and plays like that are what's going to do it, as Dimwit struggling with a little bit of garbage, and now a bit more garbage, as just dropping the cross. Okay, I thought that was a bunch of garbage plays, but that's why Dimwit's in the finals and I'm in the booth, so...
Yeah, it's sometimes difficult to see what Dimwit has in mind, and yeah, it's difficult to follow these players, and it's not until they actually pull the trigger on what they're thinking that it becomes much clearer.
A red surge is really what WatchMuH's looking for, and instead they're getting the cursed double red surge.
Yeah, WatchMuH struggling with those yellow viruses from the beginning, even having to go for that T earlier with only yellow viruses, because I don't know if they noticed, but it was a very yellow heavy board.
Dimwit down to 4, WatchMuH down to 2. And a horizontal clear put Dimwit at 1 and clears out the garbage next to that red. Just great planning to get out of this board just a little quicker. Now it's going to come down to RNG out at 832, but again, not far behind is WatchMuH. WatchMuH has been mounting a big comeback here, down to 1 virus, just needing the blue. Where's the blue? There it is, out at 841. So it's not that big of a lead for Dimwit here. It's just a 6 virus lead going into the final level.
A much closer game than the last 2 we've had, so this might be the one for WatchMuH to take and get at least 1 game on Dimwit.
WatchMuH down to 54, Dimwit down to 44, but we're now starting to see some 1-pill clears coming from WatchMuH, and a drop play there, and looks like WatchMuH getting double reds, nothing able to really do with them. We're going to get a tuck here down to 45. It's an 8 virus lead for Dimwit, as now WatchMuH having to focus that right or that left side just a touch going to do a double garbage clear. So a good efficient play there. It's 42-29 though. Dimwit's starting to pull away. But again, WatchMuH just countering with smart one pill plays here as we approach 10 minutes.
Yeah, WatchMuH trying to navigate around all of those yellow viruses because they're not getting a lot of yellow help. Yeah, that double is going to be helpful to open up that right side. There we go.
And I think the smart play was getting that yellow on top because look at this drop. Boom. That was, I believe, 7 viruses, and now it's a 9-virus game. It's a split board and a big spire on 8, but WatchMuH could do this.
Yeah, definitely. You want to go for those big plays, and their WatchMuH showing that everything is set up. Is just a matter of the right pills coming around.
It's 7-14 right now. It's going to come down to the wire as we're seeing both players really starting to take shape here. A great play, 2 consecutive, just great efficient plays from WatchMuH, and now it's 9-5, and it's going to come down to the spire management. How well can WatchMuH take care of it, and can they take care of it before Dimwit's down to 0? It's going to come down to the last one, and it's not going to be quite enough. 10:48 for Dimwit, almost for WatchMuH. Just so epically close here as WatchMuH's going to run this one out, it looks like. And Dimwit realizing how close it was and just going to take the top out with the 1 virus remaining. But Dimwit, Packy and Dimwit going for the sweeps. And against 2 very, very good players. So I know we've seen it a bunch of times before, folks, but it's never any less entertaining. You have Yankees, Red Sox, Packers, Bears. I don't know my soccer rivalries well, but Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs kind of rivalry here in Packy versus Dimwit. It's going to happen again in a rarity with both of them being at a 3 and a 4 seed. But another finals with these two, and it's always a good time watching these two battle.